Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you're dialing in from, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Sally Miles. I am the trade account manager for Okinawa for Australia and New Zealand. And joining me today as well, I have Lawrence from Japan Airlines. So today we're going to go through an introduction to Okinawa as a destination. Then we will give you an update on Japan Airlines. And at the end, we will have some time for Q&A. So if you have any questions as we go through, you can use the Q&A function or the chat function in this webinar, and we'll come through to those at the end. And finally, at the very end, we will have the prize draw. So I will go ahead and get underway with our content on Okinawa. All right. So once again, welcome. My name is Sally. I am the trade account manager. And today I'd like to introduce to you our incredible destination of Okinawa and really explain why I think it is Japan's hidden gem. Firstly, Okinawa has some incredible culture and great outdoor adventures. Our main pillars are the Ryukyu culture that we have here in Okinawa. This is really intertwined with the Japanese culture that you can find throughout as well. We also have, of course, the blue zone in Okinawa. So this coming back to this idea of longevity, and this stems from the lifestyle that Okinawans live, the community that they experience, and the incredible food in the region. There's also a lot of great outdoor adventure in Okinawa, perhaps more than you might realize. It's not all just beaches and relaxation. Of course, we do have that as well. But if you are an active traveler, there is lots to fill your cup here, from active water sports like scuba diving and jet skiing and parasailing, as well as some incredible hiking, which you might not have expected. And I think Okinawa is really a fantastic jewel destination. It's great in partnership with mainland Japan, but it does also stand alone. You have this intertwining of the traditional Ryukyu culture and that Japanese culture, as I mentioned before. As far as climate in Okinawa and when the best time to go is, Okinawa is a subtropical region of Japan, so it is fairly humid. It does experience long summers and mild winters. Summer is generally that kind of May through August, and the peak of that hot season there is July and August, really, where daytime highs can range into the mid 30s and nights can even be as high as 30 degrees. Winter is cooler, but again, it's subtropical, so it's not cold really. Daytime temperatures from December through to spring and April and May hover around the low 20s, and low temperatures at night rarely drop below 15. So it's very comfortable, and really you can swim year round. We also have information on the Okinawa website about what kind of events are on through the year, from whale watching in winter and vibrant hari festivals in spring, different flowers like sagaribana in summer, and cultural events like karate celebrations and Eisa festivals. So be sure to check that out to see what's happening when your clients want to visit. So how do you get to Okinawa and where is it? So Okinawa is an archipelago, a chain of islands located in the very southern part of Japan, roughly halfway between Japan and Taiwan. Naha is the hub, and then from there you can access the rest of the islands. There are lots of flights that come into Naha, whether you're flying in from Tokyo, Osaka, or Fukuoka. It's only a couple hours flight. And if you're coming in via other international destinations, going via Taipei, for instance, only an hour and a half, and then depending on where you're coming through from, there are plenty of flight connectivities for other regions. A couple of other popular destinations within Okinawa include the Yaeyama Islands down in the southwest of the prefecture, and you can get direct flights actually to Ishigaki from mainland Japan, or you can connect via Naha. And similarly, the Miyako Islands, with the larger Miyako Island itself as the main hub of this portion, you can get direct flights from the mainland or connect through from Naha. But once you're in Okinawa, you can get around either with inter-island flights or ferries. I won't spend too long on this as you can find these maps and more detailed information on the Okinawa website, but I do just want to highlight the destinations that I'll be going into today. So starting with that main island of Okinawa and then jumping down to Ishigaki and Miyako Islands, these two regions can only be accessed by flights. And I'll come back to that again a little bit later. Ferries are definitely the more popular way to explore around the islands, and many of them can be done as day trips. So starting from Naha, you've got access to the Kerama Islands and Kume Island. Up from the northern part of Okinawa main island, there are ferries that visit some of the smaller islands up in the north. And then if you are out on Miyako Island, there's ferries to some of the regional islands around Miyako Island. And then in the Yaeyama Islands, there's ferries that explore this region as well. And as you can see with these times here, getting around these islands doesn't take very long at all, depending on whether you're taking a flight, an express ferry, or a regular passenger or car ferry. So who should be traveling to Okinawa? Well, many people know Okinawa as a beach destination, and certainly if you have a client that wants a flop and drop and just a beach resort with a little bit of Japanese and Ryukyu culture, Okinawa is certainly suited to them. But it's also great for those 20s to 30s active travelers who want to get engaged and get outdoors and pack a lot into their itinerary because there are a lot of activities that they can enjoy in Okinawa. For history and culture buffs, they can learn about the Ryukyu history and the ancient Gusku Kingdom. There are some great UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and there's also some more modern World War II history as well. Repeat Japan travelers will gain a lot from exploring this new, relatively undiscovered region of Japan. And just generally speaking, anyone who wants to experience something a bit off the beaten track. So let's get a bit into the regions of Okinawa and what there is to see and do in each part. We'll start, of course, with Okinawa main island because this is where most people will travel to. Starting down on the southern part of Okinawa main island, this is kind of the hub of that Ryukyu culture. Then as we come up into central Okinawa main island, you've got some more outdoor adventures, some great shopping as well. And then coming up to northern Okinawa main island, there's some more culture as well as one of our UNESCO Natural World Heritage Sites. So I'm going to go into this a little bit more in a moment, but I also want to highlight how great it is to drive around Okinawa main island. The best way to get around really, I think, is by self-drive. It's very easy to rent a car. The roads are well maintained. There's lots of English signage. You can get a car with English GPS built in, and the car rental shop will help you switch that over. Or, of course, most people will have international SIM cards or pocket Wi-Fi, so you can use your smartphone, Google Maps, or Apple Maps just like you would anywhere else. If you don't want to drive, though, the other options for getting around, if you're in the southern part of the main island, there is a monorail that goes to some of the key sites. Otherwise, your options are basically buses and taxis. Okinawa is a more regional destination and doesn't have any trains. So, southern Okinawa main island. This is where most people are going to start and perhaps spend the majority of their time because Naha, that red dot, is the capital of Okinawa. That's where most of the international as well as domestic flights will come into. So this is where people will use as their hub. A few of our great highlights around here include Nami no Ue Shrine, which is the only swimming beach in the heart of Naha. As you can see, there's this beautiful shrine up on top of the cliff overlooking the water. It's a great place to come and spend an afternoon, especially if you fly in the morning and perhaps you have a tour that starts the next day and you just want to chill out for the afternoon. This is a great place to do it. Not too far away, you'll find the International Street, which I don't have pictured here, but it's a great place to pick up some Okinawan souvenirs and arts and crafts and lots of restaurants around there. A little bit further south, you'll find the Gyokusendo Cave, which is the longest limestone cave in Okinawa. Does these beautiful illuminations throughout, and it's a great place to just go and maybe get a little bit cooler as well, get out of the heat. And at Okinawa World, you will also find some hands-on arts and crafts experiences that you can try. So this is great for kids. There is a sacred site just across the way that is historically relevant with some of the archaeological digs that they have found there. So you can do a walking tour through there. And then if you go a little bit further south from there, you can also visit the Okinawa Prefectural Peace Memorial Museum, which is down on the very southern tip. This region of Okinawa is also really the heart of the Shuri region of ancient Ryukyu Kingdom, and you get a lot of that Ryukyu culture therefore woven throughout. So you can visit Shuri Castle Park, which is one of our UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Sites. And you can, if you're there at the right time of year, experience the Ryukyu Kingdom Festival Shuri and learn a lot more about the court culture of the day, see the different types of attire, experience some of that traditional music as well. Then heading up into central Okinawa main island. If you're driving, this will be about 30 minutes to an hour. There are some great immersive sites here, such as Ryukyu Mura and Murasaki Mura. So Mura means village, essentially. So these are some great traditional cultural villages where you can learn more about the traditional Okinawan architecture, which has these kind of like lower stone walls. You'll usually find a shisa or guardian lion outside many homes and facilities. This is something that was brought over from China, but has been kind of made in a more Okinawan style and is considered an icon of Okinawa. If you want to get outdoors and do some coastal walks, the Cape Zampa Lighthouse is a beautiful place to visit. And there's another UNESCO site here, the Katsurenjo or Katsuren Castle ruins, which is an awesome place to explore and again learn a bit more about that historical village. If you like shopping, Mihama has some great shopping. And if you want to do some more hands-on crafts outside of, say, Ryukyu Mura and Murasaki Mura, there's the Yomitan village that has a pottery center there. So this is a great place to go and either shape some pottery or do some painting. Depending on what exactly you're doing, they may be able to fire it and have it finished within a day or two so that you can do this at the beginning of your trip and have it ready before you depart, or they may be able to ship it onwards for you. Moving up into the northern part of Okinawa main island, as you can see, this takes up a huge chunk of the island. Driving time, therefore, varies depending on exactly where you're going. But about where that line is kind of the heart of that northern Okinawa main island. That's the Motobu area, and that's roughly a 2-hour drive from Naha. If you go further north from there, you get into the Yambaru region. This is really the core of that blue zone that Okinawa is so well known for. So up in Yambaru, you can do some awesome hiking. You can get out on the water and do a kayak tour out amongst ancient mangrove forests. And there's also some great immersive cultural tours in this area that allow you to learn about some traditional cooking methods and speak to some of the octo and nonagenarians and learn about that way of life. Up here, there's also some islands like Sesoko Island, which you can access by bridge. And Motobu is also one of the ports that has some ferries that take 15 to 30 minutes to get out to some of these other remoter islands, or more regional islands, rather. This area is also where you will find the Bise Fukugi tree-lined road. This is a beautiful place to spend an hour or two just strolling through. I will say it's probably not best in the heat of summer because the reason the trees have been planted this way is to help protect the homes in this area from the strong winds of typhoons. So you actually don't get a whole lot of breeze, although it's quite shaded. So this is a better place to explore, say, in winter or spring in some of those cooler months. In saying that, you can still go in summer, just make sure you've got plenty of water and maybe one of the little handheld cooling fans. In this area, there's some great cafes and a couple of little cultural museums that you can check out too. Another highlight up this area is the Chura Umi Aquarium. Unfortunately, I don't have a photo of it, but this is considered one of the premier aquariums and marine research centers in Japan. It is quite well known for the whale shark that they have, and the whale shark is one of the icons of Okinawa as well. So this is a great place definitely to visit for kids. And as you can see, you can kind of loop a lot into a one-day drive up to this region if that's what you wanted to do. There's also a brand new theme park called Junglia, which has just opened up here in the just kind of the middle there, just the southern bit of the Yambaru region. great for the adventure seekers as there's like zip lines and these skywalks and some dinosaur theming throughout. It's also home to Japan's largest infinity spa, so definitely something to check out. Moving on to some of our regional islands now. The Kerama Islands are accessible by ferry from Naha. The express ferry is about 40 minutes and the regular ferry takes about 2 hours. These are some of the great beaches for those who want to just kind of explore and relax on the beach and take a coastal walk, but don't necessarily want to stay at a resort. Although Zamami Island does have some accommodation and you can camp here as well. These are the islands that we usually recommend to those who are staying in Naha but want to visit another kind of white sand beach, do some snorkeling, maybe a little bit of scuba diving because there is quite a lot of coral out this way. And you can also get off the beach. There's some boardwalks and observatories that you can hike to on Zamami and Tokashiki. This is not a typo. Tokashiku Beach is on Tokashiki Island. Tokashiki is great if you want to go snorkeling with sea turtles and enjoy some marine sports, including kayaking. And you can even kayak across to some of the smaller uninhabited islands that are just off the coast of Tokashiki. Kume Island is another popular island to visit. This is considered a little bit more of a resort island because it's either a 35-minute flight or 3 to 4 hour ferry from Naha. So this isn't so much of a day trip as you'd head out there and spend a couple of nights. You can explore marine life in the tidal pools, hike on mountain trails, or wind down here with yoga on the beach. Many of the resorts offer massages and spa treatments, so definitely a place to really wind down. You can enjoy forest bathing, explore and learn about the island's wildlife. And there's even a forest here, the Nibuti Forest, which is part of the wetlands registered under the Ramsar Convention. For a few weeks during the summer season each year as well, there are direct flights operated out of Haneda Airport. Otherwise, you'd need to go via Naha. The Miyako Islands are a group of small, mostly uninhabited islands surrounding that larger Miyako Island, which I've highlighted in orange here. Many of those smaller islands are actually connected to the main Miyako Island via bridges, like you see with that Ikema Ohashi up there. And it's surrounded by some of Okinawa's largest coral reefs. So if you've got clients who are into scuba diving or really into snorkeling, this is the place to go. Also, if you have any clients who are into triathlons, Miyakojima is a must visit. This happens every year in April. There's also an incredible marine park that has underwater observation rooms. So the facility is obviously built up on the coast and you can enter from ground level and come on down and look through and see the ocean directly in front of your eyes if you want to get underwater, but not necessarily scuba or snorkel. There are also a couple of ferries from Miyako Island to a couple of its nearby islands. Up on the north, it's only a 15-minute ferry across to Ogami Island, and down on the south, it's about a 2-hour ferry over to Tarama Island. The Yaeyama Islands are the last region that I'm going to introduce today, and as you can see, this is a big cluster of islands around the main Ishigaki Island, but I'm going to focus on 4 main regions. So let's scale this back a little bit just to highlight the main ones here. As I mentioned, Ishigaki Island is the hub here, and it and the neighboring larger Iriomote Island are part of the Iriomote Ishigaki National Park. Here on either of these islands, but starting with Ishigaki, you can enjoy water sports. So again, that's scuba diving, snorkeling, kayaking. There are glass-bottomed boat tours. Ishigaki Island does have an international dark sky park. One of the really interesting things here is that there are no or very few jet streams that go above the island. So because of that, the stars don't actually twinkle as such. They just kind of hang still in the sky, which is really a sight to see. Here you can actually see as well 84 out of the 88 known constellations. So definitely something incredible for the stargazers. On Ishigaki, you can find facilities where you can enjoy musical performances like the Sanshin, which is a Japanese 3-string, or the Okinawan 3-stringed banjo, as it's so called, which is a traditional Okinawan instrument. Can check out the Ishigaki Yaki pottery. And really, again, Ishigaki is where you're going to find the most accommodation and your flight connectivity. It's about a 1 hour flight to Ishigaki from Naha, or 2 to 3 hours or so from Kyushu or from Tokyo. The next island, if we come sort of down to the bottom here, Taketomi Island is that little one just off the coast of Ishigaki. Here you'll find traditional townscapes, again, those stone walls and the Shisa guardian lions. You can take a cart ride through the village and learn more about that traditional culture. But there's also some great hiking here with a few beautiful waterfalls on the island. Moving across to Iriomote Island, here you can kayak again through mangrove forests or hike and trek through primeval jungle trails. This is great in spring to check out the fireflies, so that'd be around the probably late April, early May, possibly into June. There's a small island just off the coast of Iriomote on the east side called Yubu Island, which is home to a butterfly garden and beautiful walking trails, and you can actually cross on foot at low tide. Iriomote is about a 1 hour ferry from Ishigaki Island, and there are multiple departures per day. The last one in this cluster that I'm going to introduce is Yonaguni Island. This one is about a 4 hour ferry from Ishigaki, and it only operates twice a week. However, there's also a flight from Ishigaki, which takes about 30 minutes, and you can fly from Naha, which is about an hour and a half. So why would you go to Yonaguni if it's so hard to access? I say so hard. There is a direct flight from Naha, but one of the key things on Yonaguni is the underwater megalithic structures, which is kind of known as Japan's Atlantis. So an absolute must visit for anyone who's into scuba diving. If you're not so much a scuba diver, but you love to get into the water, Yonaguni is a place where you can swim with hammerhead sharks. And if you just kind of want to relax a little bit after a day out in the water, enjoy sunsets at Cape Irizaki, and hike up to the Kubarabari Cliffs. You can actually see Taiwan from up there on a clear day. And the really unique Yonaguni horse, which is almost like a pony. It's so small that only kids can actually ride. So there is a lot to do in Okinawa, and we've only really just scratched the surface. So I hope that episode 1 here has inspired you to want to learn more about this beautiful region of Japan. My details are here, and I will also be sending a follow-up. So if you ever need any information or more assistance, please reach out with any queries. If you have any questions for me, again, you can pop them into the Q&A and I will come to them at the end. But for now, I am going to hand over to Lawrence to give you an update on Japan Airlines.
Thank you, Sally. Having visited the place by myself, I can vouch it is one different destination in Japan comparing to the other prefectures. So yeah, it is recommended, worthwhile. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Lawrence Setrukasinghe. I'm from Japan Airlines, part of the sales team. I'm based here in Sydney. So I'm going to talk about, before we talk about how do we get there, I'm just going to give you a bit of a background on who we are and what we have to offer. Next slide, please, Sally. Thank you. So we are an airline established back in the 1950s. We are probably one of the first carriers to operate international services. Today, we fly to 405 airports connecting 66 countries in the regions. And we to Australia come next week. The 1st of October marks 56 years of continuous service. Now, that's something that we pride ourselves, the commitment to the Australian market since the time we started the Sydney flights, especially. We've kept operating them all year round during that period. So we are a One World partner. So obviously, if you are a One World member, your airline credits, status credits, points can be accrued and earned on our flights. Next slide, please, Sally. The slide here actually shows our fleet structure. So as you can see, most of the aircrafts, we own them rather than leasing them. But our fleet heads up the most of them by 787-900 series. And also we have 800 series. I will talk a little bit more about the differences. And the rest is made out of Boeing 777-300ERs, which we are phasing off soon. Our new fleet structure is A350-1000s. So as you can see, we've got 6 of them in operation at the moment. They're mostly operated out of Haneda to Europe and to the US. Next slide, please, Sally. Okay, so these are the different type of aircrafts that we are operating to Australia. So the one you see on the top is a Boeing 787-9, which is heavily loaded with business and premium economy. We have 44 in business and 35 in premium economy, and only 116 in economy class. And the one in the middle that you see is our 777-300 series. We have 8 first-class cabins, and we have 49 in economy class and 40 in premium economy, and the rest 147 is economy class. So this makes us the only carrier to offer a first-class product in the Sydney to Haneda direct route. The last one you see there down the bottom is a current aircraft that is serviced out of Melbourne, which is a 787-8, which has only business and economy class. Next slide, Sally. And the next one here is our network. So our global network reaches out to Europe and America in the Pacific, and we connect about 11 cities in the US and 4 in Europe, and the rest is all in Asia. Now, as you can see, we do have great connections beyond, and I will go through on the next slide about our domestic network. Thanks, Sally. Okay, as you can see, being a flag carrier in Japan, we pretty much connect to every corner in Japan. That's our network, which is partly combined operated by our partner carriers, including Jetstar Japan, which we partly own. Next slide, Sally. Now here you see our first class product. So these are the first class suites, we call them. They are wooden suites, comes with massive TV screens and S-line blankets, and the full works with that. Next slide, Sally. This is our business class. What you are seeing here, it's a fully lie flat bed. The unique configuration of our business class is anywhere you sit, you have your private aisle access. That's something that we thrive on our product offering. Next slide, Sally. Our premium economy is offered on both type of aircrafts, and the unique offering of our premium economy is our business class lounge access. I think not many carriers offer that these days, so we are proud to offer those in our entire network. As long as you have a premium economy ticket, you will be able to access the lounge in the entire network. Next slide, Sally. This one here, you see our economy class seating. You can see that we have won so many awards in the last 7 years. That is purely because we have thought through and come up with a product that offers a unique differentiation from other carriers, where we focus comfort as our major priority. So that's why you see our seat pitches are 84 centimeters to 86 width. Next one, please, Sally. Now, in our business class and first class, we offer both Japanese cuisine and also Western cuisine. Thank you. And the next one, slide. Okay, these are our lounges. So we have two types of lounge. We have a first class lounge in Narita International. Next one, Sally. And that's our first class lounge in Haneda. Now, the first class lounge can be accessed by first class ticket holders and any One World Emerald members. Next one, Sally. Now, this one here is our Sakura Lounge in Narita Airport. And next one, Sal. And this is Sakura Lounge in the Haneda Airport. Again, these lounges can be accessed by all our business class and premium economy passengers. Thanks, Sally. Our airfares and schedules, so we have published fares available to access, or through your travel agency, you can access our fares. We are part of One World, as I mentioned, so we connect with our One World partner carriers from other parts of the world, other parts of Australia into Sydney and Melbourne, and then to Tokyo and beyond. Now, our Melbourne flights departs in the morning. Currently, we have 3 times a week. From the summer schedule coming up, we are going up to daily services from October onwards. Similarly, our Sydney service, we have a daily service operated by a 787 aircraft, which will go with a 777 aircraft with more capacity from 1st of October onwards. In terms of connecting with Naha Airport, we have about 13 flights departing out of Haneda Airport each day. Flight time takes about 2 hours and 40 minutes. And we also have connections to Ishigaki, 2 flights a day. And also from Narita Airport, we operate with our partner carriers, Jetstar Japan. Next one, please, Sally. Now, our baggage allowance. Again, this is a point of difference for us. We offer 3 bags, 32 kilos each for first and business. And for premium economy and economy class passengers, we offer 2 bags, 23 kilos. Plus on carry-on, we offer 2 pieces. First bag, 10 kilos, and a handbag or a laptop to carry. So in terms of the allowance, we are more generous, and that's our product differentiation as well. Next one, please, Sally. We do have our mobile apps that you can access your itinerary and flight times on your travel. Next one, please, Sally. This slide here talks about the awards and accolades that we have won in the past. So as you can see that I've gone through some of that stuff, which makes us different in terms of our product offering and the value that we provide for our customers. And next one, please, Sally. Last but the least one, this is our agency support contact. So if you are a travel agent, you can register yourself and receive access to our information, product, policies, procedures, etc. And if you are a customer who's seeking some information, please feel free to log into the website and access as much as information you can. Now, with that said, I can conclude my presentation now. So if there is any questions, comments you have, please, this is the opportunity for you to share.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Lawrence. That was great. Having flown Japan Airlines and used the Sakura Lounge myself, I can certainly vouch for the incredible service that you get on board. And I've got to say, the curry in the JAL Lounge, absolutely fantastic. It's not a visit to the lounge without it. So it looks like we have just a couple of questions here, one for me and one for Lawrence. So I will go ahead and take the first one from Braden. Do I have any suppliers on hand to make bookings with for Okinawa? Absolutely, Braden. I will reach out to you. And for anyone else who's looking for suppliers, please feel free to contact me. I can either connect you with a DMC in Japan if you're looking to make bookings directly. So I have a list of some that specialize in Okinawa. Or if you're wanting to know which wholesalers in Australia have some great product in Okinawa, I can certainly connect you with that as well. Lawrence, our question for you is also from Braden about whether JAL has any plans to start flights from Brisbane. I know this is a tricky one, but do you have anything in your crystal ball about this?
Thank you, Braden, for your question. No, not at the moment, unfortunately. We have no plans in the near future to operate any services.
Well, hopefully then in the not too distant future, we'd certainly love to see
I
more
think
Japan
so. I
Airlines.
think so. I'm optimistic about that. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Well, if anyone else thinks of any questions, of course, please feel free at any time to either reach out to myself for anything Okinawa, to Lawrence for anything Japan Airlines. And if you need help with anything, certainly we're both here to assist.